Huge news for the cryptocurrency ecosystem today as Cardano is bringing 1.3 trillion in Bitcoin liquidity into its DeFi ecosystem with Bitcoin OS using zero-knowledge cryptography for secure cross-chain transfers. This is really big news, and as Charles Hoskinson refers to it, it's the homecoming for Bitcoin, as he says, "Welcome home, Bitcoin." I'm going to break this down for you in this episode as to why this is so monumental for Cardano and for all of you only interested in price. I mean, this is definitely a catalyst that within this bull run could send Cardano to all new heights. But for those of you who are interested in the longevity of this project, or maybe both, this is very, very relevant. This is game changing for the cryptocurrency ecosystem as a whole. So I'm going to play just one clip from the last episode I did about Cardano just a few days ago before this news came out, reflecting on what Charles Hoskinson says that now actually has a whole new meaning. Check it out.
We are so far ahead of these other ecosystems. And they say, but how will you survive? How will you get users? It's like, we've been around for 9 years, guys. We're not going anywhere. And we don't have $80 to $120 million a day in hacks. It's a much smarter ecosystem. And if you want to build something for mainstream consumers, this is one of your few options to do that. And you know that there's consistency and a balanced hand because the chain has been running for 7 years straight, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's never gone down. And also have the most brilliant scientists in the world every single day learning and listening and growing. And they're working with some of the most brilliant engineers in the world to solve real problems. And they've created a system that's literally been up for 7 years straight. Even Google hasn't been up for 7 years straight. So, when people ask you, like, why Cardano? That's why you say, it's like, because we're serious. That's why. We want to fucking change the world. And it's going to be around in 10 years and 20 years. And it's going to be magic. And it's just going to be a treasured artifact that's a gift to everybody who uses it. It's not just a cryptocurrency. It's a culture. It's a digital nation. It's an environment. There's craftsmanship that goes into every line of code. But eventually the world will come to know what we've created is something that's so special and so unique that no one in the world has seen before. And then they'll realize the power of what we've created. It's going to unlock the imaginations of so many countless millions of people and give them hope that they can solve the problems in the world and give them infrastructure to solve those problems, whether they be economic, political, or social. So we will be here in 10 years. And I doubt the vast majority of the top 10 will be here in 10 years. And I have no doubt if we continue to be here, we will pass Bitcoin. And Cardano will be the #1 cryptocurrency in the world.
So it's interesting, after last episode I did about Cardano, which I'll link at the end of this video. If you haven't seen it, you definitely must watch it. There were so many Cardano supporters and so many believers and so many people that are interested in the technology, but there were also a lot of salty people who think Cardano is going nowhere, that it's too slow, or it's a ghost chain, and why does price not go up? Now, it's understandable to some extent. People are getting restless. I think that people in crypto are so used to instant hits of dopamine and instant gratification. But, we are in this for the long run. And Cardano is, as Charles Hoskinson very well put it, it's being built to stand the test of time and to change the space in the world as we know it. So these upgrades, they might seem like they come overnight, but it's really the process of continuous and constant building, delivery. As Hoskinson said in these clips, this chain has been running for 7 years straight without any issues. And for those of you interested, how will this impact the price of Cardano this cycle? I'm going to be sharing some charts with you as well in this episode, so stay tuned for that because I am currently accumulating more at these levels as I see it as a phenomenal long-term buy, considering what Cardano just did and what it is capable of doing. Now, as a bonus for all of my Cardano community, I will be making a big announcement on this coming up for the Capital Mindset Alpha Trading Group, but I'm going to give you one of the charts that we just posted in the group on Ada Cardano. It's a 2-day chart. As you can see here, accumulate on support if the market gives you the opportunity. Support is down here all the way at around 24 cents. We're currently at around 35 cents, but this is, again, a range. If it starts to build support on top of this 30-cent mark right around here, as you can see, the target levels are 46 cents, 63 cents, and 78 cents. And just as a spoiler alert to the chart that I'm going to show you at the end of this episode, I believe that Cardano could hit anywhere from $6 to $8 this cycle, and actually up to 10 if things get truly heated. So this is just the beginning, in my opinion. But we do all kinds of charts like this in the group. We accumulate at the lows before the breakouts. I'll show you a few other charts recently that we've been accumulating that took off. And just as an example to how we teach people to accumulate at the bottoms of patterns for mid to long-term holds, we also have leverage trading. If you like to go long, if you like to go short, you know what you're doing. We also have beginner leverage and beginner groups so you can learn. And it's very important at this part of the cycle to capitalize on this and to assure that you have these tools in your toolkit to maximize the rest of this bull run. So it's an excellent opportunity. This is an example of the ape chart. Before the news even came out about ape chain, we were calling for people to accumulate at the bottom of the pattern, which is around 69 cents, about 70 cents at the time. And Trip, our lead admin, has posted these charts. And then you can see here that we updated a chart to a buy the breakout, which then was around 87 cents. And the rest is history. Ape pumped all the way up to $1.50, and these are the new levels, $1.80 and $2.61. And that is how we do it in this group. We're teaching people how to buy the bottom patterns to accumulate. We also have moon bag picks and just general trades, whether it's buying the bottom of patterns or buying the breakouts. It's so much value. The group pays for itself in just one successful trade. You can use Crypto Megan as a code to get 10% off. And let's continue. So on that note, I'm your host, Megan Nilsson, aka Crypto Megan, coming to you from sunny southern Spain. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. I want to get to know you, because if you're watching this episode, I want to know where you're coming from. I want to connect with you. So also, I'd like to do a special toast today with my ATH vodka. I just became part owner in the brand, and we're actually doing a crypto play, which has to do, I'm not going to give it all away because it's not out yet. We will be doing the token launch soon. But you can tap your phone on the top as an NFC and see how much of the token you've won. And also you can redeem those tokens in the ATH app for luxury goods, concerts, all kinds of things. And we are just getting started. I can't wait to unveil what this is all about. So I'm going to make a toast to you today, this Friday, for such a monumental occasion in the cryptocurrency world. And as it's called ATH, all-time high vodka, we are celebrating an all-time high moment in the industry. And we should be proud of how far we've come, especially you as an investor who's stuck it out for this long and is listening to this video because you're interested in understanding how things work and where your investments will go over time. Cheers. This is the pineapple mango flavor with soda water, and it is absolutely spectacular. Now, I take health and fitness really seriously. It's a big part of my life, but I do love to celebrate these special moments as well. And per regulation, I must remind you to please drink responsibly. But yeah, I'm very excited to share more of the ATH in the future. And with that, let's get right into it. So here's the message from Charles Hoskinson. Welcome home, Bitcoin. Who would have thought? Bitcoin and Cardano joining forces. This is monumental, you guys. Check this out. Cardano comes home to Bitcoin and groundbreaking BOS Grail bridge integration. Yes, you read that right. Here's a summary of what exactly has happened here. Cardano and Bitcoin are interoperable giants. Cardano's integration into Bitcoin's ecosystem marks a monumental leap for blockchain unity. Secure, trustless asset transfer between ADA and BTC. Cardano serves as a smart contract layer for Bitcoin. Wow. Unlocking 1.3 trillion in liquidity for DeFi innovations. It's the dawn of a new era for crypto adoption, and the future isn't just bright, it's brilliant. You guys know how I get those chills. I get the chills when something moves me because I live, breathe, eat, sleep this movement. I mean, this is everything to me. And to see such huge giants come together like this it's truly a sight to witness in the cryptocurrency space. It's just interesting that Charles Hoskinson just spoke about the fact that they just did the biggest governance upgrade in history, and Cointelegraph didn't show them any love and said, good for you, bro. And all this stuff goes kind of unnoticed. This is what overnight success looks like, right? That constant methodical grind. You just keep going, you persevere, and eventually you do something huge. And it comes out of nowhere and people are like, what happened? That's what choosing the right path looks like, in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying that's always the right path. I'm not saying that I'm not taking sides. I'm just saying that what Cardano has built and all the time they have spent to respect that decentralization and the security of the chain have now come to fruition. And now we're seeing this incredible integration that is going to help foster mass adoption and scalability and unlock all new use cases for Bitcoin. I mean, it's really brilliant. Now you're going to see, and I'm going to play some videos for you, just how monumental that is. But Dan Gombrello here, he has a really cool Cardano YouTube channel. I highly recommend you go check that out. Says, I don't think people understand how big this is. Cardano just skipped the line to become the most technically important chain besides Bitcoin. Whoa, that's big. And stop talking about prices for a second. The ADA price boom is not even due yet. The timing of this is so good. Enjoy the show. On that note, I have to say, I am loading up the truck at these prices. Even though I bought it under 4 cents, I still believe it's undervalued today at 32 cents. We've been going through a very long journey of accumulation. And now I feel it's finally time for Cardano to see its day in the sun. And even if the price doesn't reflect that in this cycle, it will eventually, which is my long-term thesis. But I truly believe that Cardano will have a massive run this cycle. So if you're interested in charts, I'll show you those at the end. You can skip to the timestamps at the end, no problem. Otherwise, let's continue. So let's dig into this news a little bit. Cardano unlocks 1.3 trillion in Bitcoin liquidity with Bitcoin OS bridge integration. So they're doing this by way of zero-knowledge cryptography for secure cross-chain functionality. Let's just check out what exactly this means. So it's set to gain access to all of this liquidity through a new integration with Bitcoin OS, BOS, a smart contract platform. Now, you're going to understand in the next video why this is so monumental for Bitcoin. According to a press release shared with Cointelegraph, the integration aims to allow Cardano users to securely access Bitcoin without intermediaries in a move toward improved cross-chain functionality and DeFi expansion. So that's the key word here, intermediaries. That is the huge element of risk that we have in crypto when bridging from chain to chain, are those centralized intermediaries and where all the hacks come from and where all the security problems originate from. So this is massive. ZK cryptography will play a role in the collaboration facilitating a trustless method where BOS can integrate BTC assets into Cardano through verified transactions that do not involve these third parties. So Eden Yago, the CEO and co-founder of Bitcoin OS, explained that Cardano and its community have a lot in common with Bitcoiners. Who would have thought? Cardano has a reputation for building for the long term while respecting security and decentralization. BOS has shown that it is possible to have smart contract functionality without major changes to its consensus code. Now that's important as well to the Bitcoin community, and it's always been of the utmost importance. So ZK technology allows Bitcoin, BTC transactions, and assets to be bridged onto Cardano's blockchain, benefiting Cardano native DeFi projects without sacrificing decentralization or security. Very important. With the BOS integration on Cardano, Bitcoin's market capitalization of 1.3 trillion and so much more over time, at the time of writing, will become accessible. Now, imagine what that means, what we can do with this liquidity now. Cross-chain capabilities. According to a press release of Cointelegraph, Emergo, a founding entity behind Cardano's Web3 adoption efforts, views the collaboration as a step toward more interconnected space, which leads to scalability and more mass adoption. Ken Kodama, CEO of Emergo, explained that the integration has the potential to unlock new cross-chain capabilities and could help drive the adoption of DeFi. The bridge establishes ZK-proof powered trustless bridging written directly onto the BTC blockchain, eliminating the need for centralized security measures such as multi-sig or multi-party computation. That's just it. These centralized security measures are the source of the problem, right? We need to be able to find a new solution, and this is it. This is just the beginning as the collaboration pushes toward a more interoperable Bitcoin system. So now I'm going to play a video for you so you can really understand the magnitude of what Bitcoin once was versus what it can now be, which is massive. Cardano is becoming a Bitcoin layer. Listen to BOS co-founder Eden Yago explain the magnitude of this moment. We are looking at an entirely new phase for Bitcoin, Cardano, crypto, and finance. Check it out.
We've been suffering from a bit of a dual purpose here in the whole world of crypto since the very, very beginning. In the very, very beginning, Bitcoin version 0.1.0, the very first version that came out, had two components to it. One was the creation of a token, which some of you may have heard of, called BTC. But the other part was the creation of the world's first DEP, the world's first decentralized application. It was called Poker Lobby. And it was supposed to be a distributed way to play poker across the Bitcoin network. And in the second version of Bitcoin, poker lobby was entirely removed. But ever since then, we've had this tension for 15 years. From the very genesis of the world of crypto to today, we've had this tension where we've had two parallel tracks. The first has been Bitcoin, with BTC, an unchanging system for stable currency that you can transact with and that you can hold, and that's it. That's the entire list of things that you can do with it. Very, very popular with that transactional and holding capacity, but that's it. And then, on the other hand, we have the entire world of crypto innovation, a flourishing of chains and dApps and systems and technologies, which remains ultimately a small fraction of the entire crypto space and a small fraction of Bitcoin. So we have this tension where Bitcoin can be and is popular and can be used for holding value. And as a result, we've got $1.3, $1.4 trillion effectively dormant or trapped in Bitcoin. And we have projects like Cardano building out tools that would allow you to do much more, to trade in a decentralized fashion, to lend in a decentralized fashion, and to build effectively an entire decentralized web architecture. We have functionality. So firmware and functionality, and those two up until now have not met. Cardano is a very special chain. It is by far the largest, most significant chain built as a UTXO system, like Bitcoin, and with a long-term view of the world, like Bitcoin. But it too cannot interact with Bitcoin. And so the big announcement that we have today is that that is changing. That we have a major change coming for the entire world of Bitcoin, the world of Cardano, the world of crypto, and the world of finance as a whole. Because for the first time, those two parallel lines, which were never to touch, are bending towards each other. We are now able, through Bitcoin OS, to verify on Bitcoin mainnet zero-knowledge proofs. And this gives Bitcoin brains and eyes. For the first time, we can build smart contracts on Bitcoin, and we can give Bitcoin the ability to see what is happening on other chains. And possibly the most important chain to do this with is Cardano. What this means is that we will soon have the ability to trustlessly bridge assets from Bitcoin to Cardano and vice versa. We will also have the ability to utilize the smart contract capacity of Cardano to write smart contracts that execute on Bitcoin mainnet, turning Cardano into a smart contract platform for the largest asset base in the world. We're looking at an entirely new phase for Bitcoin, Cardano, crypto, and finance, and I'm super excited to be able to discuss it here on this panel first. Thank you.
So it's going from an asset that you can just transact with and hold to a whole new world of possibilities. Now let's hear directly from the horse's mouth himself, Charles Hoskinson, as to what his take is on all of this. Remember that BTC OS isn't a bridge, it's a brain. And that brain is going to let Bitcoin flow into the crypto world. And they finally get to ditch their boring lives and enjoy DeFi, GameFi, and the magic of smart contracts. And he's got a sense of humor too. You gotta love it. So then we have a response here from Mike Barty. Interesting takes on BTCOS. While it could open up a new possibilities for Bitcoin, it's crucial to consider the potential trade-offs between innovation and Bitcoin's core principles of security and decentralization. And this has always been the utmost importance in the Bitcoin world. And Charles' response is, whether your Bitcoins stay at home or go visit other chains, it doesn't impact the Bitcoin network. With BOS, they can now go interact with other ledgers. Only with Cardano, you can do it natively with UTXO and soon pay your transaction fees in Bitcoin. This means Bitcoin now has a smart contract layer, which is the most innovative, monumental part of this whole thing. Like, Bitcoin has never been able to have smart contracts, and a lot of it is due to this compromise that Mike speaks of the trade-offs between the core principles of security and decentralization versus innovation on Bitcoin. So it's Charles is responding, saying that this is how we solve that issue. And he's using his sense of humor to appeal to the crypto crew, which I absolutely love. Not a single blockchain has managed to achieve true permissionless general purpose rollups. At the end of the day, the top L2s in blockchain space right now are all custodial multisigs. True rollups, L2 protocols that inherit the full security of Layer 1 are coming in the next few months. Our optimistic rollup, Midgard, is a first of its kind permissionless rollup. And so this means no centralized sequencer, no challenge response proofs, no multisig, no custodian. Instead, we're going to replace that with permissionless operator set, trustless fraud proofs, trustless deposits and withdrawals, inbox, outbox cannot be censored, full censorship resistance of Cardano L1. This is all made possible by Cardano's unique local state EUTXO architecture. You cannot build Midgard on Ethereum, Solana, or Sui. It's a protocol that is only possible on Cardano. So Midgard aims to show you that these are actually not problems at all. In fact, quite the opposite. They're extremely powerful properties that together provide unique value that simply does not exist. So what he's saying here is they can't build them on Ethereum, Solana, or Sui. They can build them on Cardano because of its architecture and the way that it's been built, methodical, scientific, and decentralized. So he's saying that the really only compatible protocol for this is Cardano. Only on Cardano you can have a new generation of rollup that is permissionless. There is no multisig that controls the layer 2 like on Ethereum. Even Vitalik recognizes that now. There is not a single L2 on L2 beat that inherits full security from L1, and Cardano will have the first L2 that is fully permissionless in a few months. And here again, Cardano's principles and core, which is decentralization, making sure things work before rolling them out, making sure they are truly up to speed and up to par with what the industry needs in order to eliminate the need for those third parties, those third-party centralized custodians in these transactions, and therefore mitigating the risk. Here we have another fun meme from Charles Hoskinson. Hey, Sunday Swap, I heard that Bitcoin might be looking for a DEX for all the assets that can now be issued through BTC OS. I'm just saying. He's a really funny guy. He makes the space fun for sure. Another one. Eden gets it. With Babel fees, you can pay in Bitcoin and both Cardano and Bitcoin win. This was the vision I signed up for in 2010. Not Kaiser baptizing people in Miami, changing the world with decentralized currency. So he's saying that he didn't sign up for the vision of being a Bitcoin maxi to be a Bitcoin maxi or being bound to one chain because of tribalism. Rather, changing the world with decentralized currencies. Guys, this is why I love Charles. This is why I resonate with him so much, is because when you have those core principles at the heart of what you've created, then you're going to be going down the right direction and headed toward the right path, and what I believe to be the path that we should all be on as an industry. And finally, we have Kyle Chassis. Cardano has officially joined Bitcoin's ecosystem through the Bitcoin OS Grail Bridge. This makes them the first layer 1 blockchain to do this. This means that Cardano will tap into Bitcoin's massive liquidity, bridging the gap between Bitcoin and DeFi. This is huge. He says this could be, but no, it is huge for Cardano. Founder Charles Hoskinson calls it a homecoming. Welcome home, Bitcoin. Breakout imminent. Absolutely, yes it is. And on that note, I'm going to play you a reel now by Anthony Scaramucci. For all of you worried about price right now in the interim, why you should zoom out. And if you had that same mentality with Amazon when it was first conceived, you would have lost out big time if you sold in the very beginning. Now, this is not financial advice. This is just what I'm doing. Taking profits is always a good idea, but I do believe that long-term, we haven't seen anything yet. Check it out.
Don't look at the price. Look at the slope and scale of the network. Look at the exponential growth in the network, and you'll see why people are paying that.
And now to wrap this up, I'm going to show you, I'm going to break it out again until I'm blue in the face. I know that you guys who have watched my Cardano videos have seen this time and time again, but I must remind you because I want you to win, okay? So here is where I bought Cardano around the last cycle in February 2020. One of the times I bought it, but my bigger buy, okay? And it took about a year for Cardano to take off from there. It kind of just went sideways and to the right for 1 year. And that is like a long time in cryptocurrency, but it's nothing in the traditional world. And after that, it's not that it slowly started to go up. It ripped. It effing ripped to the upside. I mean, look at this. Look at this. And this was in December that year. December that year, it decided to absolutely rip all the way up to $3. It wicked up to $3.10, resulting in a 65x for my portfolio for Cardano, which is massive, within 15 months, okay, within 12 months, really. And And then, now we've been in accumulation ever since we came back down into the bear market, 2022. I mean, it's been a long ride. It's been a long, slow, methodical ride. But guess what? Look at these bars. This is the halving last cycle, and this is right around where we're at now. So here's October. That's when it starts to tick up. And by December, the train leaves the station and waits for no one. Here we are, you guys. Here we are in November, just right about to hit that mark where Cardano starts to tick up again. Now, if history repeats, it doesn't repeat. It doesn't have to repeat. But if history even rhymes, we are right there on the verge of being able to have this massive breakout. Now, of course, it's going to follow the greater liquidity cycles. And in order for the altcoins to see their day in the sun, we need massive liquidity to come into the space, pick up the momentum, have Bitcoin hit its all-time highs. And that is when Bitcoin levels out after its massive surge, that the money will start pouring into altcoins, right? So current price now is around 34 cents. I believe Cardano could hit $6 to $8 this cycle and even beyond. I mean, things get really heated when they get heated. And as this news starts to pick up, as the Bitcoin narrative continues to dominate, I mean, now Cardano will be a part of that narrative. So yeah, anywhere from $6 to $8, I believe is completely possible this cycle, and possibly even 10, right? On the completely heated blow off top upside. So big rewards are coming to those who have conviction. I have conviction in my investments. I'm continuing to buy at these levels. And on that note, I'm going to end the space with yours truly, no, not me, Charles, and his statement that I absolutely love, which is that, why Cardano? So thank you for tuning into this episode. It's been truly special to be on this journey together, and I'll see you tomorrow.
People ask you, like, why Cardano? That's why you say it's like, because we're serious. That's why. We want to fucking change the world.